So what does it look like when it's all set up? Well, let me give you a show right now. So if you want to come on over here, this is where I practice at home. And I was waiting for a big reveal when everything was perfect, but it's clearly a work in progress. And this is kind of, we're at like stage 2.0. So if you can see what it looks like when it's set up, right here, I just have my iPad, and I either will use my charts here in Fourscore, or if I'm running a monitor mix, I'll just go over here to the MixQ app, and I can just kind of adjust my faders as I see fit here while I'm playing a gig. You can see at the heart of the operation here, I have a little Mackie board, and I originally used a Yamaha MG06X, which was great, but it didn't have this guy. It didn't have this tape in right here. And why I use the tape in, and I have these little right angle connectors so this case can close without having to unplug, is that if you see right here, I have my metronome neatly tucked away back behind that iPad, and I can simply just hit start or stop or tap a tempo in the middle of a set. And why this is super important, because the tape is going to my phones, and my phones right here being my in-ears that I use on the gig. And so I'll usually have a feed going to my board from my monitor. So I'll just have the sound person, they will just give me an XLR, and I'll put it in channel 1 and 2 if it's stereo. And then I have that going, feeding directly in to my Zoom H4n. So now why this is really cool is because I have going into channels 1 and 2, you can see right here, I have my main outs. And so my main outs aren't having that tape in. I can choose to bypass that on this Mackie board. So I can be playing a click on a gig and it not going to my audio recorder. So I have the monitor feeds from either front of house or from my monitor right here, and I can actually control that if I'm using a wireless mixer like I showed you on that app. But then I have 2 stereo mics right here built into this Zoom H4n, so you get a little bit of sound of what the room feels like. Now why this is super cool is because I have this connected right here to my GoPro. So with my GoPro, I have an audio out going right in. So if you can see right here, this back angle, I have this going in. So I have an audio in going into my GoPro right here. So everything that this is recording in real time is going right to my GoPro. Now why I like this is because for 2 reasons. One, everything that's going into here is going right into my audio recorder, so I don't have to line up the audio with the video later. It's all recording at the same time. But also if I'm streaming live, which I do with some of my gigs, I can get a really clean audio stream that I normally wouldn't get with just the built-in mic of the GoPro. So it's super convenient. And you can see as I'm talking right here, you may wonder what's this. So this is something called live BPM. So it will tell me what tempo I'm playing while I'm playing. So I kind of have this kind of conveniently tucked into a corner. So if an artist counts off a song or goes into a song without me counting it off, and I want to kind of fall in line with their tempo, I can see what tempo they have. And if they like having a click, I'll just simply dial in that click setting. And if you want to actually come on in here, if you want to take a look at the guts, you can see right here. So I actually have a cube, a power cube right here, where I have my adapters, and this is my adapter for my board, and the other adapter is for the metronome. Now this other adapter here is also tied in with this USB port. And we have 3 USB ports here. The other one's going to my iPad and the other one's going to the other phone. But I also my GoPro and my Zoom H4n are on battery mode right now. But if I'm playing a longer gig or my batteries run out, I have a power supply for my GoPro, which I can just plug in right here. So I can just keep it going endlessly, especially if it's a longer gig. And same here. I'll just plug this right in to the bottom of my Zoom audio recorder. And you can see right here, I have a little arm right here, a carbon fiber arm, and I have this actually mounted right in to this case. And this actually folds up so it can just collapse right in and I can carry this case. Now, I also have an alternate port right here if I want to detach that arm. Let's say I want to detach that arm prior to a gig, or hell, even in the middle of a gig. This is all I have to do. I just have to, boom. Here we go. And so I have another angle, or I can adjust this arm. I can bend it forwards, backwards, up, down, left, right, and I can actually rotate. You can even see I can rotate this. Now, how did I get this? This is where it gets a little bit tricky, and we're doing a little bit of customizing work, but I'm just going to take this arm off for the time being so we can take a little bit of a closer look down in here. You can see right here, I had some holes drilled into here. So my lovely partner was able to drill in a couple holes, and the same with the back. And so what I did was I actually had a mount. I ordered a couple metal mounts that were pretty heavy duty that could handle a carbon fiber arm and you know, a couple pounds on top of that, because I had a cold shoe mount on top of my GoPro. And so this gives me a couple angles, and instead of just having an adhesive sticky, I'm actually having this bolted and mounted down. This takes me about maybe less than 3 minutes to set up. And one of the things I really thought about was, can I take this to a gig and be set up quickly, but can I also come home, use it for practice? Or what if I have a really great idea while I'm practicing and I want to document that? Well, it takes me 5 minutes to set up, and it doesn't interrupt my workflow here at all. And again, I just pop this arm down in here. All of it's connected to one power supply. You can see this is going right into a wall right here. But since I'm not running any mains right now, I'm actually using two mics right here. I have one kick drum mic, and I actually have a mic back here, a Shure SM58, which I kind of use as just get the room sound. So if I want to record an idea while I'm playing drums or make a quick YouTube or Instagram video, I just point my camera at my drums, I get a good angle, and then I play the groove. And I have a stereo mic getting kind of the room. I have a kick drum mic getting the kick, and I also have this Shure 58, and if I want to, I can get it really close up on the snare. If I'm playing, if I'm practicing, and I want to practice along with some tracks, I simply go into channels 3 and 4 right here, and I can plug this into an iPad, an iPhone, an audio player, and then what I'm doing, I can hear my drums if I'm using in-ears or headphones, and also the audio source, let's say I'm playing along with the track, and I want to make a quick video of it, it's already going right in here to the GoPro. So it's super convenient. So yeah, there's a lot going on, and it's a compact mixer, compact case. There's a lot I can do with it, and some people are like, well, why don't you just make it bigger? And I'm like, no, I want it so I can really carry it like a briefcase. It weighs about 10 pounds, and it's super convenient. Now my next step is to really clean up the cable lines a little bit, maybe get some packing foam, make it a little bit tighter. But really my goal is I want to go to a gig, set this up, and within like 5 minutes, I want to be able to be broadcasting the gig. Not just recording it, but broadcasting it over the internet. So that's the next step. I hope to kind of tighten up this iteration, and I'm gonna have this ready for the next time I go out on the road, which is going to be, I'm gonna be on the road from October 8th through October 29th with talented Margot Silker, and hopefully I'll do a little bit of a tour diary, and hopefully I'll get a little bit different footage and different audio this time around, kind of leveling up. So if you watch this far, thank you so much for watching. My only reason is I'm a nerd, and I really like to show this stuff. I think this is really integral to being a musician and just creating content and sharing your work. But it's also great for me to be able to see my own work as well and see how I sound while I'm playing or while I'm practicing. And this is a really useful tool for me as a musician, but also just as a professional trying to make a name for myself. So if I want to create a video, I don't have to spend all day doing it, and I'm actually creating professional quality. And I have a real passion for doing this, and I hope you enjoy what I'm doing here. And if you have any questions, thoughts, comments, like, follow, subscribe. You know, I'm not really an influencer. I'm not a content creator. I'm just a musician sharing what I do along the way. So thank you so much for watching. And if you have your own case, if you have your own ideas, shoot me a message. Thanks.